You want to know the scariest thing about this story? It was my idea. My name is Milena, and if you've been watching from the beginning, you know that usually someone writes to us first, asks for help. There's a client, a story, a reason. This time, there was none of that. There was only an anonymous letter with no return address, and an old bridge over a river that people whisper about, and my curiosity, which David calls a professional liability. We stood on that bridge at dusk and looked at the fog rolling over the water, and everything seemed ordinary, quiet, beautiful, honestly. I didn't know yet that a few hours later I would lose consciousness from fear. Night came fast, like something hurried it along. We stood on the bridge in silence, listening to the river, listening to the forest. Nothing unusual, just water, wind, fog. And then, a sound. I can't describe it exactly. It wasn't an animal sound. It wasn't human. Something between, like someone tried to scream and forgot how. Low, long. It came from the trees on the far side of the river. David grabbed my hand. That was the first time he did it first. And then in the fog, on the far end of the bridge, something appeared. Tall, horned, moving too smoothly, too slowly, like it knew we weren't going anywhere. I don't remember what happened next at all. The next thing I remember is the car, the passenger seat, the smell of the leather upholstery, silence, and David sitting in the driver's seat, looking at his phone with an expression I had only seen on him once before, when he told me about his parents. "David," I said. He looked up at me, and there was something in his eyes, relief and worry at the same time. There were 7 photos on the phone. I didn't remember taking any of them. In each one, from different angles, different distances, like I had walked around it and documented it, like something was guiding my hands. David looked at the screen and was quiet for a long time. Then he said the thing I didn't want to hear. "This is not a spirit. This is not something that needs help. This is what a person becomes when they are killed with hatred. And that hatred stays, accumulates, changes shape. There is nothing we can do about this." We left, without words, just got in and drove. David drove. I looked out the window. Road signs and billboards passing. I didn't read them. An hour later, David pulled into a gas station. We'd both been silent for 40 minutes and we needed coffee. It was one of those gas stations that only exist at night, on empty roads. Bright light, plastic, the smell of gasoline and bad coffee. I got out to get my jacket from the trunk. I didn't scream. Strange, right? After everything on that bridge, I didn't scream. I just stood there and looked at it. It was a message, not a warning. A message that it knew where we were, that it could reach us, that it wanted us to know that. David came up behind me, looked over my shoulder, was quiet for a second, and said only one thing: "Let's go." We left the skull there, closed the trunk, and drove away. Some cases don't get solved. Some cases follow you home.